Hi, good morning. Nick Renna talking Bible. It's Facebook. How are you all? Today's the day after. Yesterday I did my big testimony at my home church here in Dunedin, Kirk Church. Such great responses. I spoke from my heart, which I try to always do. So thank you for beautiful responses to my testimony of how I came to the Lord. And we touched on nature the other day, last week, and yesterday in my testimony, it talked about the trees that the wind blew in that beautiful moment when I came to the Lord, because it was that moving for me. And God talks to us through nature. Like, you ever see like when a storm is really wicked or it's approaching the news? It's 24/7 news alert, weather alert. Hurricane Joe, hurricane, whatever name they give it. You kind of tense up, you kind of buckle down, you get the water. Something's happening where you're kind of out of control. Things are going to be a little different. You don't know how severe, like Katrina, or just, wow, the storm, we only got hit with a little bit of wind. But the nature, it changes you. You kind of get a little nervous. You hope it's not going to be bad. Jesus calmed the storm, I think twice with the apostles. I liked when they were in the boat and he was sleeping and the storm is going, and the apostles who saw him do many miracles, and they go, Lord, we're gonna die. Lord, we're gonna die. I could just see him like with his hooded thing, taking it off and going, and he goes, boy, you guys of little faith. And he just turns around and he said, storm, be still. So many times our faith is very weak, and we're in good company. So faith is so big because we can't see it. He goes, you guys should have more faith. What about those who believe in me who never saw me? Like in the future, he knew, wait, those who believe me without seeing. Boy, is that some faith. I don't like to use the term blind faith. I just think we haven't seen it yet. So the trees I mentioned yesterday in my talk, I thought about that, and in the Bible. So he works through nature to alert us. Let's see. So I wanted to talk about the Jews this morning and why they were the chosen people, but my thoughts are sidetracked. Real quick on the Jews, the chosen people. Here they were, slaves. All right. Egypt was royalty. Egypt was power. They were slaves for hundreds of years, meaning generation after generation. My father's sandals would go on me. I have to sew them. They had nothing. So God said, Moses, go tell, you guys are going to be my chosen people. Here's my analogy. A Pop Warner team of 7-year-olds is going to go play the New England Patriots. He goes through the Pop Warner team, hence the Jews who are very poor, very weak, they barely can have food. And I'm going to have the Pop Warner team beat them like 100-0. And then everybody will see, how did they do it? They must have the hand of God, because they had different gods all over. Every week they had a different god. So he goes, I'm going to show how I am the God, the only one, through you as my chosen people. So here we go. The game is on. They go to Egypt and they tell the Pharaoh, let us go. Hence the Red Sea. So here they are. They have nothing. They get all the way to the Red Sea, and and the Red Sea was moving. And the people with Moses were going, now what do you got us into? We want to go back. We're stuck here. And the Red Sea opened. The Red Sea is real. It's a real body of water. They cross, the Egyptians get caught. Okay, so now they have to cross the Jordan with Joshua because Moses died. So I always remember J and J, Joshua, Jordan. So it's always like kind of a baptism. Isn't it funny? Like that water, a new birth. So water's a very big synonym with the Lord refreshing you, because he says, I'm the living water. You'll never thirst again. I love that. And for those with still a stone heart, many people are coming to the Lord. Bibles are opening, I can see it. But then there's the guy, of course, because he goes, all ears aren't going to hear, all eyes aren't going to see. So I always picture the guys who are not listening, it's like an ice cube. Their heart's like an ice cube. But those who are, there's a candle. The Lord, I am the light. So the candle is melting your heart that's listening, and it turns into water, a totally different substance. It's a water. And then the vapor, you heat it enough, it's vaporized, and it's like a spiritual. You can't touch it. It goes into the clouds every day, comes down at rain, and there's that cycle. So water's a very big thing. So we crossed the Red Sea, we crossed the Jordan. Now the Lord is with them through every battle, and you know what they do? They cry for him on Saturday because the army's too strong. Talking about nature. They went up against a major army, and in the morning they said, Lord, we can't beat them. They got the best chariots, the best swordsmen. I got, 4 Boy Scouts and toothless German Shepherds. I love that analogy, meaning they were weak. Just don't worry, you only need 5 guys. Lord, they're all on that hill. And do you ever drive in the morning on rush hour and you can't see, or at night and the sun is right there? You really can't see. Well, the same thing happened to the army. They were blinded and the Lord took over. So leave everything to him when he says, trust me. That's also faith. Lord, I know I'm in a tough jam. I know you're there for me. Always be unshaken. He said the foundation, make it hard and strong. Don't build your house on the beach. Don't be shift. Don't let the ground shift on you. Anyway, the Jews are his chosen people forever. Like I said in one of my talks, we're going to teach them because they didn't want to accept Jesus. They're still waiting for a Messiah. But they'll always be his chosen people in the promised land. In 1948, against the Holocaust fallout that they just occurred, all that death because of their faith, in 1948 they become a country where God promised 2,000 years ago the promised land. When 1948 happened, I said, look at God work. And in the middle of all Arabs. I mean, it wasn't like they were going on vacation. They were going against the most hated rivalry. His hand is on them. So, the Jews are his chosen people, and they always will be. I didn't know that until I read. I said, wow, he goes, I will never leave them. They are the root. We're only the branches. So we might be knowing the Lord, but that root of that tree, there we go, the tree again. Remember, I said they clapped yesterday? That was like, the trees clapped in the Old Testament because it was a joyful situation. So we had the sun blinding the army. We had the trees reacting. We had Jesus calming the storm. And he says, don't worry about nothing. Don't I take care of the lilies? And I love when he says seed. He said the seed, the girls are going to read Colossians today, so you'll see where it says, and the blade of grass, the little round seed is under the ground. We don't see it. Then all of a sudden, pushing through the dirt, this little fragile blade of grass, eventually grows. And the mustard seed, he said, if you have faith like a mustard seed, that's the smallest seed in the bunch, and it grows gigantically like you will. So if you have faith like a mustard seed, it's going to be like, I don't want to say beanstalk, but it's going to be solid. Just like the oaks I mentioned yesterday in my testimony. They were clapping. Let them clap for you. Okay, I love you, and I know we're growing spiritually. Jesus is first. We're all second. Bye.